Hi, I'm Mike Fennel. This is my shop. I'd like to give you a tour. Come with me. This is the beginning of the shop where we do most everything. We do wiring, we do everything you can do to a car in-house. These are motorcycles. This is a 1997 Harley Davidson Wide Glide. This is a 1941 Indian 4-cylinder. Great motorcycle. We do anything, we work on anything. This is a sidecar that we built for this TV series MacGyver. It's a breakaway sidecar. It was for one stunt only, and that's the way it was. Okay, this area of the shop is where we do the upholstery, where Bill actually does the upholstery. Bill does a wonderful job. This is a little 54 Ford convertible. It's a little 272. It's got an automatic transmission. The underside of this car is as nice as the outside of the car. It's a really nice car. We also have a section over here where we're doing a full restoration. We're doing a ground-up restoration on 1956 Lincoln, or actually you can't call it a Lincoln. It's a Mark, Continental, Mark II. As you can see, we're doing the chassis, putting the motor and trans in it, rear end. Well, the reason we put the engine in now, it's easier to do it now with a Continental chassis. The transmission is on top of the frame. Usually it goes through the frame. The problem with this is when you have the body on the chassis, you cannot take the transmission out without removing the motor. You have to remove the motor and transmission. So it's easier to do it this way. Yeah, this is a 1968 Lamborghini 400 GT. Was owned by Bill Russell, basketball player. We are respoking the wheels. We're doing the steering wheel. We've done a tune-up on the car. Here we have a pair 1957 Buick Pebble wagons. Both of them have nailhead motors, original style nailhead motors. They have 700R transmissions. Both have Ford rear ends, coilover shocks. I built one for my wife 7 years ago, and that's kind of been my sales tool. And it wasn't meant to be a sales tool, but everybody seemed to like her so much they wanted to buy it, and she doesn't want to sell it. These nuts and bolts are all bolts, original bolts from the car. We use a lot of the original bolts because they're a specialized bolt. Their heads or the washers, they're special for mounting fenders and everything. We try to use the original stuff.
What's nose and decked?
Nose would be removing the emblems off the hood of the car, and the deck would be removing emblems off this actually being the tailgate. We've nosed and decked it, removed them. But we left things like on the hood, there's what they call a bomber sight. It's a round circular bomber sight that goes right in the center. I thought that was cool, so we left it on both the cars. We left a lot of the chrome jacks in it. I think it has beautiful chrome. This is a 1955 Type 62 Cadillac convertible. It belongs to the Blackhawk collection. It's a ground up. This is a personal car of Don Williams, who owns Blackhawk Auto Collection.
Now, will it be driven, or is it a...
Oh, this will be a driver. All the cars that we do are drivers. The shelves are parts of cars in the works, or the storage for painted parts. These are Bugatti parts. These are Bugatti seats. We have a 1950 Ford panel truck parts here. Parts here to the teal Buick. Here we are going into the paint shop. Here we have a 1962 Biscayne. It's a 409, 425 horsepower drag car. And this is the guy that paints. This is Joey. Joey's the painter here. He's a little shy. This is a 1956 Continental. It goes to the chassis that we looked at earlier. As soon as we're done fitting everything, we'll paint it up and put it back on the chassis. Right now we're fitting the doors. The car is going it's called a robin's egg blue. And it's kind of a medium blue. Yeah, it'll look real good, and it'll have same color interior, the blue interior, blue and white interior and leather. It'll be a pretty car. Come on in and check this out. This is a 1955 Chevrolet that had some minor damage. It's a mellow yellow, and it's got ghost flames on it. What we're trying to do, we're trying to spot the hood in without having to paint the whole car. So Joey's masked off the flames, fixed the problem where they had probably an engine fire, I would say, and paint it all up so we don't have to paint the whole car. This is a silver metal flake roof that Billy Carter did. This is his car. Here, Billy's going to give us the full effect.
Give you the full wash of it.
So you can see the brilliance of it.
Ooh, yeah.
And this is our fabrication area. This is where we do most of our welding, fabrication of metal parts, kind of a general purpose area that we do almost everything. Here we're fabricating headlight buckets onto a set of fenders that never had them. This is a 1935-36 Bugatti supercharged car. This we're doing all the metal work on the car, we're doing everything to it. It'll be a Pebble Beach car. This is a collection of stuff through the years that I've collected, from steering wheels to signs. The silver bullet sign was from the movie Thelma and Louise. It's where they went out back of the bar, called the Silver Bullet, and they shot the truck driver and blew his truck up. That was from the bar. I've done work with George Barris and a lot of film companies. Well, of course, Thelma and Louise, and I did Hardcastle McCormick, I did A-Team, I did all the pilots for those. This is my little 1940 Ford pickup truck that I bought probably 8-10 years ago. And come to find out, it was originally built as a hot rod in 1959. I'll show you the motor. Everything in it, the wiring, everything is all basically the original stuff. And I kind of left it that way.
And what do you do with it?
I use it as a parts runner. Go get parts, pick up stuff, do whatever we want to.
How does it drive?
It drives very good. Want to go for a drive?
Definitely.
Let's go for a drive. Yeah! And it has a LaSalle transmission, 1937 LaSalle, a top-loader transmission, which is kind of cool. It's the strongest transmissions for the hot rods back then. And this is my junkyard, my little heaven on earth. I've been in business for so many years that you tend to, if you've got the room, you can tend to collect a lot of things. Obviously, I've been in business a long time and I've had some room, so that's why I've got so much stuff. Yeah, sometimes too much stuff, but it's good doing what I do that you have the cars to be able to pick parts from or things you need. It's always good to have.
Point to something you like out here.
All of them. That's why I got them all. Those are 9-inch Ford rear ends right there. That we build cars. That's our one of the main pieces to a hot rod. The 9-inch Ford rear end that you use. That's why whenever I get a chance, I pick up a Ford rear end, I keep it. That's because I know I'll use it. Here's a cannon. If you ever need a cannon. From Pirates of the Caribbean. It's an all fiberglass cannon. Everybody should have one of those. Okay, this is our storage and holding area. It has a lot of cars in here, a lot of different things. This is a 1950 Mercury that we've chopped, customized, done everything in the world to. The car it was a winner at the Grand National Car Show in 2010. It's my wife's car. I got to throw that in. 62 Pontiac Grand Prix, I like those cars. Here's another wagon, as the ones that we're building up front. This is a very nice wagon. This one's all done. This is all airbagged. It's got a 455 Buick motor in it with 700R transmission, Ford rear end, a TCI front suspension. It's a nice car. 59 Chevy El Camino, first year of the El Camino. And this is the motor. It's a 409, 340 horse. It's a good driver. This has a 700R transmission there, the overdrive transmission again. I like those a lot. And I also we did the interior. We put custom gauges in it, put a tilt wheel with a smaller 59 Chevy Impala wheel. This is a 49 Chevrolet that's a mild custom. It's got a tune-port Chevrolet motor in it with a 700R transmission. It's got a Ford rear end in it, TCI front suspension, and it's just a cool little car. It's a nice driver. This is a mild custom. The headlights have been French, taillights have been Frenched in. Some of the moldings have been taken off. The door handles have been taken off, and this would be considered a mild custom. This is the way I would have built it back in the early 50s if I was building cars as a kid back then. 1957 Ford Ranchero. This is a car I probably had longer than any of them, over 30 years. And it has a 428 Cobra Jet motor in it with a C6 transmission, factory 9-inch Ford rear end. It was the first year that they came out with a 9-inch, so it was a factory thing. I've got disc brake front, rack and pinion steering. This is a nice car too. This is a 1958 Chevrolet called Yeoman Wagon. It was the cheapest wagon you could buy from Chevrolet in 1958. They were always a 6-cylinder with a 3-speed, and they just had no options. It's got a 348 with 700R transmission, again. It's got a Chevrolet rear end. It's got a disc brake, front suspension. It is power disc brakes, and it's on airbags, so it can set real low. Ride's great. It's got a great ride with us here. And this is a rare piece. This is an 1880s Brewster-bodied carriage. And it's a very unique piece.
How many horsepower?
1 horsepower, not bad. And we're sure about that too. Well, here we are in the office. Time to go back to work, I guess. Well, Jason, I got to go back to work. We'll see you next time.